Hello book friends, I'm back here again with another video. Today I'm going to do a book haul because I went to HalfPriceBooks and got a whole bunch of books. So let's see what I got and get into it. I got 23 books and spent about $100 at HalfPriceBooks. The first book that I got that I found was actually a Star Wars book. I found Darth Plagueis. Super excited to read Darth Plagueis. It is about Sith Lords. It is about Palpatine's upbringing by Darth Plagueis and how he gains his power. And I love everything there is about the prequels. So James Luceno is also one of the best Star Wars writers. So awesome that he wrote this. And I've also heard very good things about this. The next Star Wars book that I found was Spectre of the Past. This is Timothy Zahn, another Timothy Zahn book. This is the Star Wars books where Thrawn comes back again. So we have Thrawn back again with Timothy Zahn and Thrawn. The last two Star Wars books that I picked up were both in the New Jedi Order. They were Star by Star, awesome cover of Yu Vong and Luke Skywalker. And then we have Mara Jade and Luke Skywalker here by Greg Keyes and by Troy Denning. Troy Denning is another one of those great Star Wars authors. So super excited to get into the New Jedi Order. Need to read Vector Prime or Salvatore, and then I'll get into these as soon as I can. Next up, I picked up Mort by Terry Pratchett. And of course, I can't show you Mort. I show you it upside down and everything. Mort is a comedy. It is about Death's apprentice, and so it's going to be super funny. And Death's apprentice is apparently, it kills his love life. So, super funny. This is my first Terry Pratchett book. I've heard that you really want to start on Guards or Mort, not starting on Color of Magic like his discography, not his discography, but his bibliography goes. So you want to start on Mort or Guards or something of that nature. And I'm glad that I can do that. Next up, I have Hyperion, as well as Fall of Hyperion by Dan Simmons. These are Canterbury Tale retellings in sci-fi setting. So, don't really know a whole lot about the Canterbury Tales. I know that it's a bunch of loosely connected stories that kind of have themes in them. So, it sounds exciting. I've heard that the Fall of the Hyperion is even better than Hyperion. And so, I'm super excited to get into some more classic sci-fi. Next up is some more classic stuff. I have David Gemmell's Legend. The things I've heard about this book, I've heard that it's quintessential traditional fantasy. I think it's historical fiction, and it has awesome battle scenes. The battle scenes are some of the best in writing, up there with John Gwynne and some like Logan Nine Fingers battles. So I've heard these are awesome. The next book I will probably end up giving to my sisters or my mom, because they enjoy reading as well. I got The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. Neil Gaiman is an author who I've yet to read other than not Good Omens. No, it was Good Omens. I've heard good things about American Gods, and Good Omens was alright. I'm just not a big fan of contemporary fiction when it's not in a fantasy setting, so I got this primarily for my sister and my mom. But it's if they like it and read it, then I might still end up reading it. The next book that I got was Terry Goodkind's Soul of the Fire. I have about 4 books in his Sword of Truth series, so always excited to collect them. I've heard bad things about Terry Goodkind, but he apparently has 4 or 5 books in the same series, 6 books in the same series, so he's got to be good at something. So I'm expecting to get some enjoyment out of the series, but mostly I'm going to get in it for the collection, and I'll eventually get to it. Next up here, I have 4 books in the Rift War saga, Remini Feist's Rift War saga. I have Prince of the Blood, The King's Buccaneer, A Darkness at Sethanon, and Rage of a Demon King. They're all in different series, so I think Darkness at Sethanon is the 3rd book in the first trilogy, and then Prince of the Blood, I have no idea. Rage of the Demon King, I think, has to do with the Serpent War saga. King's Buccaneer has to do with the Krondor's Sun series. So if you have read any of those, tell me how they are. I haven't heard much about the Rift War saga, other than it's fantasy, and I love fantasies. I have read Name of the Wind. It's just been a few years, and I need to get back to it. But I went ahead and picked up A Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. It is a story about Kvothe. It is told from him. He is the king killer, but he is telling it from his past, so kind of like Empire of Silence. Super into that sometimes. Did not like it in Name of the Wind very much, but I liked how the story ended, and I'm super excited to get into Wise Man's Fear. While I was out, I went ahead and picked up Gardens of the Moon. I don't have a copy of this. I went ahead and borrowed it from the library when I could, so I never ended up reading it. I just listened to it and followed through the library. So finally got the volume 1 of Malazan Book of the Fallen that can put up there with my second and third volumes. This is the old copy of the paperback, so it's not going to match my other paperbacks, but that's okay. I still really like the cover art and the cover design, so love it. I read Alloy of Law a little bit ago, so I'm finally excited to get Bands of Mourning. I don't know if it's the next book or if there's one in between this one and Bands of Mourning. But Alloy of Law was okay. It was a middling book, which is alright, and not every book can be amazing, so I'm super excited to continue and get more advanced technology. That's kind of what the world building is in the Mistborn Saga Volume 2, so excited to get back into that. The next 2 books I got are books that I ended up buying at Goodwill, so or I bought the first one at Goodwill, actually, and then I got these 2 today at HalfPriceBooks. So I got The Crimson Campaign and The Autumn Republic by Brian McClellan. These are Book 2 and Book 3 in the Powder Mage trilogy. I've not heard too much about the Powder Mage trilogy. It's not obviously talked very much about, so I'm excited to read these and review them for the channel. Next up, another book that I'm really excited to read and review because it's new is Mark Lawrence's A Book That Wouldn't Burn. This is his first book in his new series. I don't know what the series is called, but seems to be a book about a boy who grew up in a library that's as big as cities and empires. So should be good. The last three books that I got are James S.A. Corey's Expanse series. I got books 3, 4, and 5. I got Abaddon's Gate, Cibola Burn, and Nemesis games. So these are super fun to read. I've read the first one and enjoyed it. And these are super chunky sci-fi epics, and it has a TV series called The Expanse. So if you want to get into a TV series that has an awesome book series that follows it, read The Expanse and watch it as well, because I'm super excited to do that as well. So those are the 23 books that I got and purchased today. Thank you for watching my video, and if you have anything to say in the comments, let me know.